Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that time itself no longer flows the way we know it. The clock on your wall still ticks, but suddenly, the hours feel stretched, compressed, or even reversed. The very fabric of existence seems to bend around a strange, unfamiliar rhythm. What would life look like if time worked differently? Time has always been one of humanity's greatest mysteries. We measure it, chase it, fear it, and sometimes wish we could control it. But what if time wasn't fixed? What if it didn't move forward in neat little seconds, minutes, and hours? What if time were something else entirely, flexible, unpredictable, or even conscious? Imagine the world freezing around you. Cars halt mid-street, birds hang motionless in the sky, conversations stop mid-sentence. At first, it might feel like a superpower. You could walk through frozen crowds, take whatever you wanted, explore the world at your own pace. But quickly, the horror would sink in. If time stopped for everyone but you, you'd be completely alone in a silent, unmoving universe. Food would spoil, your body would still age, and loneliness would crush your mind. The idea of stopping time sounds fun, until you realize it would trap you in eternal isolation. What if, instead of moving forward, time suddenly started moving backward? You would begin to unlive your life. Memories would vanish as events rewound themselves. You'd speak words backward into silence. Friendships would dissolve before they even began. On a global scale, wars would unhappen, buildings would uncollapse, and technology would devolve into simplicity. But here's the catch. Would you keep your awareness as time reversed, or would you become younger without realizing it? If you remembered everything, it would feel like living inside a movie being rewound. If not, you'd simply vanish into nothingness without ever knowing. Now imagine reliving the same 24 hours, again and again, with no way out. Some people might go insane. Others might use it to perfect every decision, learning new skills, becoming masters of every art. A time loop could be paradise or prison. It would depend on whether you saw meaning in repetition. Would you use infinite resets to become the best version of yourself? Or would the endless cycle crush your will, knowing tomorrow will never come? But what if time flowed at different speeds depending on where you were? Maybe in one city, an hour felt like a minute, while in another, a day felt like a year. Travel would become terrifying. People in slow time zones would seem like statues, while those in fast time zones would live entire lifetimes before you blinked. Relationships would be impossible across different time zones. Imagine falling in love with someone in a fast time zone. They could age decades while you barely aged a year. Technology, communication, and even politics would collapse under the strain of time imbalance. What if time didn't move forward at all but in a circle? Life wouldn't be a straight line from birth to death. It would be an endless cycle, repeating again and again. Every choice you made would already be predetermined because you've made it countless times before. This idea, known as eternal recurrence, suggests that your life is not just happening. It has happened infinite times, and will happen infinite times again. Would that make you live differently? Would you embrace your fate, or fight against a cycle you can't break? And what if time itself had feelings, desires, and intentions? Imagine time slowing down when you were happy, stretching out your moments of joy. Or imagine it speeding up when you were suffering, rushing you through pain. But what if time grew jealous, punishing those who wasted it or rewarding those who respected it? Time could become the ultimate judge of humanity. Every second you live would be a negotiation with an unseen, all-powerful force. If time stopped working the way we know, human society would collapse instantly. Laws, governments, money, all depend on time. Without time, there would be no work schedules, no deadlines, no agriculture, no technology. Chaos would consume civilization. But maybe, just maybe, humanity would adapt. We might develop new ways to measure existence, not in seconds or minutes, but in experiences, feelings, or even energy. A world without time could push us to live more in the present, to savor existence instead of racing through it. For each of us, time is deeply personal. It shapes our childhood, our growth, our relationships, and our eventual death. If time worked differently, our very sense of identity would unravel. But here's the hidden truth. In some ways, time already works differently for each of us. A joyful hour flies by in seconds. A painful minute stretches into eternity. Time is not just measured by clocks. It's measured by emotion, memory, and perspective. So, what if time worked differently? Would it destroy us or free us? Would it crush our sense of meaning or reveal a deeper truth about existence? Maybe the real mystery isn't how time flows, but how we choose to use it. Because even in a world where time bends, loops, or breaks, the question remains: what will you do with the moments you are given?